Hey, Matthew with Angel City. So you're trying to connect your Outscraper account to your GoHighLevel, and you're finding, as I did, that it's pretty difficult to do so without using some sort of expensive automation or going through Zapier or Make or something like that. So what I'm going to show you today is how you can use a premium trigger in GoHighLevel in order to cut the costs of connecting your Outscraper account to your GoHighLevel. Now there is one caveat. There's a little bit of a manual action here, so it's not going to be as easy as just running the task in Outscraper and then it's going to be put into GoHighLevel. You do have to copy and paste one piece of data and then click a button and then it will automate the task, but you only have to do that one time every time you run an Outscraper task. So let me show you what the workflow looks like first, and then I'll kind of get into the details of how to build this workflow for yourself. And again, this is pretty quick. There's only like one manual task that you're going to have to do, and other than that, it's very, very quick and pretty painless. First of all, what you're going to want to do is create a new GoHighLevel workflow. So you can see it's very simple. You just have the premium trigger here of inbound webhook, and then you have the create contact action here. Now, you're going to want to keep in mind that we're going to use this URL right here in order to test and then eventually publish our GoHighLevel workflow. We'll get to that in a little bit. But it's just a very easy workflow right here. But we will have to use an intermediary. So we're going to use Google Sheets as an intermediary, and we're also going to use our Google Sheets app script to build out the automation that's going to send all of our leads to GoHighLevel. So what's nice about Google Sheets app script is that it's completely free. You can use as many tasks as you want or as many runs as you want in Google Sheets, and Google's not going to charge you. That means that if you're scraping thousands of leads, you can run this thousands of times and it's still going to be free. However, you are going to be charged by the task for this trigger in GoHighLevel. Now, I'm going to include the pricing article for GoHighLevel, and you can see that premium triggers are going to be 1 cent per execution. So for 1,000 leads, that's going to be 1,000 times 1 cent, which is $10, and is vastly cheaper than paying for extra tasks in Zapier. So I have the 2,000 task plan that I'm paying $49 a month for. And if I go over 2,000 tasks in Zapier, then they're going to charge me 1.25 times as much as they normally do. And they normally charge me 4 times more than what GoHighLevel is charging me for premium triggers. So I'm trying to bypass Zapier. Since I'm scraping thousands of leads a month, I need thousands of tasks, and I'm only paying for 2,000 tasks in Zapier, so I'd much rather do this than go through Zapier. Okay, so let's go through an example here. So first of all, of course, you're going to run your task in Outscraper. So what that looks like is I use a Maps scraper, and so I go to Services by brand, and then Google Maps scraper here, and then I get this page, and then you can choose your custom query settings here, however you want to do your settings here, and then you're going to click Get Data. A little dialog box will pop up telling you the estimated amount of money that it's going to cost you in order to run the task, and for 1,000 leads, it's still like about $5, which is pretty great. In total, if you're doing 1,000 leads, that's going to be $5 for Google Maps Scraper in Outscraper, plus another $10 in GoHighLevel, and that's per 1,000. So it's going to be about $15 every time you want 1,000 leads. And I still think that's going to be cheaper than anything that you're going to find, buying lead lists, for hundreds of dollars for a couple thousand, leads or whatever, or using Zapier or something. So again, I think that this is much more worth it than doing going through Zapier or buying a lead list somewhere else. Now, the prices might change a little bit depending on what service you use, but I typically use the Google Maps scraper. Okay, so once you run the task, you can go over to your tasks tab over here, and you can see the status of the tab. You may need to refresh your page a couple times. Now, when you're going through testing, I recommend doing just like 10 search results so that you're spending like 4 cents or something every single time you run this. You don't want to do this too many times. And if you need to rerun this because maybe you made a mistake, you want to test it some more, you just click this little refresh button here. But first, actually, before we run the task, I should have mentioned this before, we want to connect our Google Sheet to our Outscraper account. Okay, so we're going to have to go to API and integrations, then go to integrations. And we're going to use just the basic webhook. We'll have to put in our URL here for our web app that we're going to create in Google Sheets. And here's what we're going to do. You're going to open a new Google Sheet. You're going to go to extensions up here at the top, and you're going to click app script. After that, you are going to copy and paste the script that I'm going to give you. And you will have to change a couple things in the script, and you can see that I have commented out all the places that you need to read and change. So for your script, just wherever you see for human, that's where you're going to have to make some edits. So the first edit that you're going to have to make is put the actual sheet that your leads are going to be in. So my leads are going to be in my Outscraper leads for GHL. So just make sure that this is written in here exactly as it's written here with the right capitalization and everything. The next thing you're going to have to do in this script is step 2 is you're going to want to type all the headers that you want included in GoHighLevel as part of your lead data. So I want name and website, which is just a site, full address, rating, reviews. And how do you get these? Well, you're going to actually have to run this task first. When you run your task, you can download the data here and then open it up. And then from here, you can simply copy all this data here, and then we'll put it into our Google Sheet here. And we're going to want to do a paste special values. Sometimes it merges some cells, so you don't want to do just a straight paste. Do paste special values. And when I pasted these the first time, these headers were pretty like snug. They were like this, and so some of them I couldn't even read what they were. So what you'll want to do is highlight all the columns here, and then press Shift and double click one of these divisions in between the columns, and that will open up all of those column headers for you. Okay. Now you'll want to read all of these headers and take note of all the data that you want, because you're going to have to copy and paste these header names exactly as they're written here with the capitalization, with the underscores, everything in here. And you can add as many as you want. You just want to keep it in comment delineated fashion in between single quotes. But you see, like here, I include like full address and site and name, and these are exactly as the headers appear here. Okay, we have name and site, and then we have a full address right here on the right, right here. So you see as the underscore there. Whatever data that you want, you're just going to include the headers right here. Okay, and the last step is you're going to include the URL for your GoHighLevel premium trigger. So just replace whatever is here. I'll have some placeholder here for you, and you'll just have to copy the inbound webhook trigger URL right here, and then paste that right here. And then you'll save it, and then you have to deploy it. Now, when you deploy it, you're going to click New Deployment, and then up here, click the little gear icon and select Web App. After you select the web app, you can create a description, and I usually put the date in year, month, day format. So today is October 3rd, and then I'll call it deployment 1 if it's the first time I'm deploying this today. You're going to execute as yourself, and then who has access, anyone, and then click deploy. After you click deploy, it may ask you to authorize. Just authorize it, and then it's going to take you to a page where it's going to give you 2 options. It's going to give you the deployment ID, and it's going to give you the web app URL. Copy the web app URL, not the deployment ID. Copy that web app URL, and you're going to go back to Outscraper, and you're going to paste that into the webhook box right here, and then click Save. And once you have that saved, then we can go back to GoHighLevel and ensure that you have this built exactly the way that you need to, because we're about to test this entire workflow. Once you ensure that GoHighLevel is set up, that you have your app script set up exactly as you need, you go back to your Google Sheet and you have some sample data in your Google Sheet here, then let's actually run the program and go back to GoHighLevel to configure all of the data fields, okay, to match all the data fields. So we're going to click Run, and you'll see it's going to start sending the leads one by one. Now we can go to inbound webhook trigger, and we can choose a mapping reference, and you can choose any of the ones that it sent, and then click Save Trigger, and then go to Create Contact. Now you can match all the fields from GoHighLevel, which are on the left, with the inbound webhook data. So I have business name chosen here, and then I'll delete this so you can see how to do this. We're going to click the little tag icon on the right, inbound webhook trigger, and then name. Okay. Now for email, we're going to do the same thing. click the little tag here on the right, inbound webhook trigger. I'm going to find email right here. Okay, do that for the rest of your data, and then click Save As, and make sure to save up here on the top. Once you've matched all the fields, you can publish the workflow and then save it. And now let's actually test this for real. So let's go back to our AppScript project. Now that the GoHighLevel workflow is published, let's actually run this again and make sure that all of our leads get into GoHighLevel. All right, the execution is completed. So let's go back to GoHighLevel, and we can check the enrollment history. And you can see that I have all of these new leads that are input. These all happened at about 3:51. So I got all of these. These look like about 10, and I had about 10 listed here. Now you will notice that when I go to my contacts tab and GoHighLevel, I'm going to refresh this. You're going to notice that only 3 new leads actually came in. I've actually already had this lead here, but these leads here, these were the ones that I just got from running this program. Now, how come I only got 3 leads out of this? And that has to do with the contact information available. Now, GoHighLevel is not going to create a contact if it doesn't have contact information. So the one thing about Outscraper is that it sometimes can't gather enough contact information. It can get the business name, the address, but it can't get an email and it can't get a phone number. Now, I don't do phone number outreach, so I don't waste my money on Outscraper to try to scrape phone number data, but that's why I only got 3 leads out of this, because I only had data for those 3 leads. Okay, so as you can see, I have emails for these 4, but I think I already found this guy before, and so he's actually, he's not going to show up in the top 3. He's somewhere down here because I've already scraped him before. Okay, but that's how you set this up, and it's not too much trouble. Remember, all you have to do is run your task in Outscraper, download the Excel file, okay, right here, and then every time you want to run the task, you just copy all the data here, and then you can overwrite the data that you have here. So we can go back to the start, and then remember, you're going to want to paste values only. Okay, and then open up your app script, okay, and then run the program. And after you run, then everybody should show up in your GoHighLevel, everybody that has contact information. Okay, that's it. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I'd be more than happy to help you out. All right, see you later.